Vorsprung-durch-Technique. Who the hell are you? You're Swedish, you're Finnish.
My name is Jürgen.
You look like a wanker.
My name is Jürgen.
Do you know what he looks like? He looks like a media wanker who walks around and goes, I'm a feminist.
My name is Jürgen. I am from Copenhagen. I am in tech.
Mark, you look much more like a Hoxton wanker. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I can't do these glasses.
I'm also growing a beard. Hi, everyone. Can I just say, does anyone else's partner do that? Right, Nadia was walking across the room the other day and she went, and I said, what?
Dramatic.
I said, what? And she said, it's 9:30.
I did.
If living that much of your life on a knife edge.
I was excited because I thought it was midnight. So I was like, oh my God, it's only 9:30. It was great news.
It was petrifying.
Do you know what the awful thing for Mark is? He lives with an optimist. He lives with a cup is half full person. So I get excited about the simplest of things.
I don't. I live with a catastrophist.
No, but I love 9:30 when I think it's midnight.
But it didn't sound
It was like
you
I'd
loved
been
it.
given a fucking
It didn't
present.
sound like you loved it, and it didn't
Mark,
look
don't do
like
that
you
when
loved
you've got
it.
those wanker glasses on because it makes you look a million times
I'm
more
gonna,
of a wanker.
Babe, at least I don't look like Harry Potter.
Mark, you've got to do something about
Babe, oh my God, I'm not wearing them because I think they're cool. I'm wearing them as a needs
I'm going to
must.
Sainsbury's today. I'm going to get you a pair of glasses.
Get me a pair from Poundland, anything. Get me something. I do that and my husband gets frightened, says Faith Goodman. Something bad has happened.
Are you like me, Faith? You get excited.
It's not. It doesn't look excited. Right. I've got a few thank yous to do because a lot of our Christmas post has only just arrived.
Wow, well done, Sophie. Sophie's just won her first 5K of the year. Well done, Sophie. I'm on week 3 of my Catch to 5K.
Yeah, she is.
I did my longest run yesterday.
Yeah.
I was proud of myself.
Can I just do some thank yous to these? Michelle, obviously, goes without saying. Thank you. Sharon, don't send us any more Krispy Kremes. You're naughty.
Anne-Marie that sends us Krispy Kreme.
And Sharon, no, and...
Oh, and Sharon does,
yes,
yeah. Oh,
yes.
my God.
Caroline, thank you. And of course, but last but not least, Kerry. And we're also aware of the fact Nadia was just saying on her Instagram how lovely it is that we know so many of you, and yet we also know that there are so many of you who are quiet sharers, shy sharers. God, I feel like we're in an AA meeting. Or just listen. Just like to listen. And because we get cards. You're there. We get cards from you guys, and we love hearing from the shy sharers too. Carly, remember, this year there are no gifts. We have shut the PO box because we're really, really worried about people spending money on us. But we love to get cards, but no more money spent. Russ, when are we coming to visit the Playhouse? Let us look at diaries and let's make the schedules work. What was I going to say? Let's put it to a poll. Should I wear these glasses or these glasses? Because they've all I've got my hands on at the moment. Well, I was thinking, can you write Catherine Hamilton, who's a new member who we haven't sung a welcome song to? Catherine Hamilton. Say it again. Hamilton. Which is it? Catherine Hamilton. Okay, so say blue or clear. No, put clear. Wanker or Elaine. Oh, okay. Elaine. Yeah, but wanker won't come up. Look, and Elaine came on yesterday saying, I'm Elaine, do you mind? No, if you're a woman, it's fine to be called Elaine, but you don't look any good as an Elaine. Okay. Like Elaine wouldn't look good as a Mark. True. Blue, the first glasses. See, now it's got so confusing. Right. People are saying Elaine, now they're saying wanker. If you prefer the look, wanker. People are saying, I mean, this is ludicrous. Well, I mean, it's not a science project, is it? If it goes a bit tits up, it's fine. It is a science. We need a definitive answer here. Say B or W. Well, I'm giving you the effing definitive answer. No, you're not. I'm going to Poundland today. No, you're not. I want to know W, wanker. B, blue. W or B? W or B? Please put your... I don't know which fucking one to put on now. I think you should have E for Elaine. Oh, shush. Look, lots of them are saying W. They like the wanker glasses. Or are they calling you a wanker? No, maybe they're calling me a wanker. No, quite a few B's there. Quite a few... Oh, okay. It's split down the middle. Are you calling him a wanker or do you prefer the wanker? It's a wanky choice, says Julia Connor. That's a good point. Wanker, as an anchor, that was good. It's definitely W's. Blue is suited to your face. Thanks, Russ. Russ, you don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about this one? They're horrible. Not on you. Try them on. Yeah, but I put these on and I look like Harry fucking Potter. Or that guy, who's the guy who writes those
I
books?
think you've got to try and correct your eyes.
I look like Nigel Slater in those, which is fine for Nigel.
I like them on me.
Yeah, they look great on you because you've got a funny little round Tom and Jerry face.
Tom and Jerry?
You look like a fucking mouse.
I once played the legs of Tom and Jerry.
Oh, what? The legs
In
of
an
the woman
advert,
who has to walk around?
Have I not told them that story?
Yeah,
I know you know the story.
I think you have. Was it the one about... Yeah,
Legs.
about your calves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always involved your legs, doesn't it? Or your nose. You told us the one about the one going around the corner.
It's funny, did anyone see my Instagram post yesterday? Where Mark came in early. I was going to surprise him with my heels and everything, and he came in when I still had
I
my
thought
boots.
Christmas had arrived late.
Did anyone see it? Because it was really funny. Because, you know, I talk a lot about... I don't believe in body confidence because I think it's too high a mountain to climb and we can't get up there. But I do believe in accepting what we've got now and you know, doing the best to be as healthy as you can and all of that. Anyway, I was watching that film because we made it and it made me laugh and I put it out. Oh, God, look at the state of me. Well, I actually watched it yesterday and I thought, you look nice.
You did, you looked hot. So sorry.
No, but I thought you actually do look nice. I wonder how many other times I've looked nice and I haven't known it at all. I don't want to be 60 and going, oh, do you remember when you were 56?
Yeah, it was like when we watched some sort of old family video and we were looking at ourselves and going, oh, we looked all right then. And at the time, we were looking at photos of ourselves in our 20s.
We
Going,
were looking at some videos the other day and we went, oh my God, we were such a hot couple and we didn't know it.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
No, we didn't. Somebody once said to me when the kids were young, they were like, oh, you're like that. You look like those people in a magazine with the kids and everything. I went, no, fucking don't talk shit. I don't remember it. And they were like, no, you do. You're one of those, like, when you see you out. And I was just like, and then when we look back on it, I thought, God, weren't we all lovely?
They didn't mean that at all. What they meant was, as they were talking to you, they were looking at a magazine in which there were photos of you and the kids.
No, that
so
was
you were a family.
No, there was. Well, anyway, the thing is, don't waste your life thinking about.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna look back and go.
So does that mean when you're 95, you look back at 85 and go, what a slim chicken?
Yeah.
Look at me there.
Well, not necessarily slim, but something.
Well, I might be slim. How do you know? Your mum's slim.
My mum and dad came round yesterday.
Oh my God, Betty and Teddy.
They are so cute. Dad's been so. I haven't really shared with you, but Teddy's been really unwell, and he was a bit better yesterday. And he had his little blue beret and his pink scarf on. And we were saying, because he hasn't been out of this area for so long. And we said, Dad, would you like a little trip up to South Bank? You know, you can go to the bookshop, because he loves the bookshop at the theatre. You can have a coffee.
First, can I just interject on that? First time I saw your dad on stage was at the National. In the Dorfman.
I used to love watching him on
I remember him saying to me he had to run across the stage and slide
true.
on his knees. And I remember him saying to me, Mark, it is an absolute miracle that I managed to get up every night. I reckon that probably did his knees in.
Yeah. But anyway, so he went, yes. And then he went to my mum and he went, put his hand on her arm and he went, Betty? And she was like this on the phone. Yes?
This was seriously cute.
My mum on her mobile, 86, him 88. Would you like to come for a coffee with me to the South Bank?
Seriously cute.
And she was just about to go. I could see her. She was about to go, what do I want to go to the South Bank for a coffee? What? And I went, Mum.
No, she actually
He's
pulled
asked
away.
you on a date. Yeah, she
Yeah.
pulled away. And then she went, well, yes, that would be nice. Just, you know, these moments in life that we can just miss. These moments. I mean, my mum would be horrified if she heard me saying this. But it was a moment. For me, it was a really precious moment.
Oh.
It was just a simple thing like, would you like to come for a coffee with me? And, you know, they're together all the time. They've got their tiny little cottage thing. And I'm sure they drive each other completely fucking mad. But he turned to her and said, would you like to come for a coffee?
It was sweet. It was very sweet. It was
very beautiful. Cute. You know, when you talk about romance comes in many different ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was romantic.
Yeah, no, it was. It was lovely. It was it was so nice to see them.
I don't know why I said all of that, but
yeah,
it was a nice thing to share. Spark of joy.
We were talking about even being able to look back at an age when you're very old and not look back in anger.
Not look back in anger. Right, in a minute we're going to have a proper fucking rant at Boris.
Okay.
But...
What?
Well, go on. What do you want to do
Well,
first?
I think we need to talk about the naughty Tory party.
Oh, we're going to start
And which
with
party are we talking about? Are we talking about the Tory party? Or are we talking about the bring your own booze party? Now, I think the Metro, is it? I think the Metro has the headline, Downing It Street, which I think is quite funny. Downing It Street. So this is the email invite to number 10, inviting 100 people to lockdown drinks, whilst at the same time, they were giving a press conference saying you couldn't meet more than one person outside. What say you? What say we
And
now?
This invite was to 100 people.
Yeah, 100.
100.
Start and cue. Boris smirking is horrible. Young boy called Fred died, and his funeral was on the same day, and his school friends were not allowed to go.
Oh my God.
How can they think it was okay? I mean, that's the important thing here, is to cross-cut and contrast, isn't it?
Because it's
Because these are the rule makers. The difference here is these are the rule makers. It's not to say that countless people will have nibbled at the edges, nudged at the corners, and all that kind of stuff. But by and large,
and some people blatantly just done whatever they want the entire pandemic with no care for anyone else.
But the government,
they are the rule makers.
Yeah.
And they stood on that podium week after week, full of themselves. Oh, I mean, don't take me back to Matt Hancock. Just do not. I can't actually physically, I can't emotionally go back to how smug he was for your country, for your fellow man, for your neighbour.
It wasn't actually him who was giving the speech, was it? Was it Robert Jenrick or whatever his name is?
What speech?
On the day in question.
No, I'm not talking about the day in question. I'm just talking about just the general demands of us to do the right thing from all of them, and one after another. They you know. The thing is, if there really was 100 people that this email was sent out to, how can, really, honestly, if there's any Boris fans here, please explain to me, how can you possibly ever trust him again? He lied over and over again. I mean, I think this should be a call for him to resign.
Well, I'm sure it will be. I mean,
do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what the defence will be. The defence will be that wasn't there some caveat that if it was a work situation?
No, Mark, there's an email with I'm sorry I'm a bit annoying, but I'm not quite up on this. Thing was, I heard about this, and then I had yoga, so I haven't actually read the whole.
Well, it was a letter. It was a letter that was sent to more than 100 staff, of which Boris and Connie, is it Connie? Carrie were two of the invitees, two of the people who went. Bring your own booze.
Right, so how can you call that a work meeting in any sense?
Because when you look at the wording, and I can't find it at the moment, when you look at the actual wording, it's something along the lines of, let's all get together after a difficult week in the garden for a socially distanced drink or something.
You weren't allowed to go in the garden and have a socially fucking distanced drink. That's no. That's even worse.
Let's make the most of the weather. That's what it said, the email. Let's make the most of the weather.
Well,
there's
can
I
just say, I
can't find it at the moment, but where I read the actual content of the thing, it's the breeziness with which it's written. That's the thing. After what has been an incredibly busy period, we thought it would be nice to make the most of this lovely weather and have some socially distanced drinks in the number 10 garden this evening. Please join us from 6 p.m. and bring your own booze.
And this was the date. And this was the date of the party, right? The actual, or was this another party?
This was the invitation to the party of 100 people.
So since then, we've seen photographs of the catering tables with all the catering food on, with the warmers.
For this party?
Yeah.
Are you sure this is a different party? Are you thinking of the one that we've seen all the photos before for? I think this is a different party, babe.
Oh, well, as I said, I haven't actually...
Oliver Dowden was giving his speech. Metropolitan Police said he was in contact with the Cabinet Office after being made aware of potential reports of
this is the other party.
breaches
Yes,
on May the 20th, 2020.
Sorry, that's the two different parties,
Yeah, you're conflating the two. Oliver Dowden was...
No,
I'm just explaining for you in case you don't know. That's
you're
all.
conflated. Just because you've got those glasses on, Mark.
I was just explaining what you'd done. I wasn't...
Why are you so horrible to me?
No, I don't. You're talking about the Christmas party.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank God with that. Look, suffice it to say, the two big things here are they breezily invited 100 people. Boris and his missus went. They all brought their own booze. Meanwhile, as someone just correctly said, people couldn't go to funerals, couldn't see their ill and dying relatives, and people were dying.
People having to hope and pray that they could get through to the ward. Friend of mine's dad was in hospital with COVID, he nearly died. And she said, you cannot believe how hard it was to phone wards because you felt so bad because you were taking them away from their work, and yet you were desperate to see your relative on an iPad, and this is going on.
Okay, let's do a little breakdown. May the 15th, the PM joined Number 10 Garden Pizza Party. May the 20th, PM and wife joined Bring Your Own Booze Number 10 Garden Party. November 13th, Boris Johnson has a flat party. November 25th, Treasury drinks. November 27th, staff leaving do. December 10th, Department for Education party. December 14th, Sean Bailey mayoral campaign party. December 15th, Number 10 Christmas quiz. And it goes on.
What do you think, guys? Is there anybody here? I hope there is, because I hope that we get a broad spectrum
Jen
of
Legg
people.
says, I've said before, I'm a Tory voter, but she's lost all faith in him.
Have you, Jen? Because you've always stuck up for him, and we love having, we love having that debate, but I just can't see how even the most avid fan of him can now support him, because he's been made a mockery of. I mean, because don't forget, the rest of the world sees these lies as well. This is the man who's got to negotiate for us. Now, you can't trust him.
I think the biggest mistake he's made here is that what he should have, I don't know how he could have got out of this. Let's have a list. Yeah, but as they keep sort of trickling out, he should have at some point earlier known that this was going to happen and it's going to keep on going. Surely someone alongside him would have said, fess up, own it.
Arrogance.
Yeah, arrogance.
You always hear this about him, that he won't listen to those kind of...
A disconnect.
Darling, he was sent off to boarding school at 4 years old. Yeah, well, I told you, his father said to me, he said directly to me, I don't think children should be with their mothers past 4. He said that, and then he's sent off to a boarding school and he lives in this rarefied world.
I get that.
They don't understand.
Molly Jones says, I was working in care during the pandemic. I was some people's only point of contact until they died. Boris has no respect. Oh, God,
Molly, what's it like for you when you see this?
Helen Durkin, in Scotland at that time, you couldn't even have one person in your garden. My 13 and 20-year-old sons and myself had no one to support us after my husband's funeral on the 1st of May.
Sweetheart.
That's just tragic.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we always say, isn't it, Mark, when we're talking about it away from here, is that touch wood, we didn't have to go through any of these things that we know all you do, because we've been here every day, haven't we, throughout the pandemic. We've spoken so much. We know so much of what you guys have had to face, and we just can't imagine how unbearable this must be for you.
Galling, yeah,
absolutely galling. It's the true meaning of the word.
I don't know if this is true, Marky, but I'm going to read it out. Marky, this is truly odd. At the garden party, there are 2 people having it off in the background in the picture. Has that been... I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Are you sure it wasn't Matt Hancock?
Which party?
Now
it's like, which party?
Matt Hancock. It's becoming a little bit like Where's Wally? Do you remember those books? You could do a Where's Boris book of all these garden parties, and you have to find Boris. In fact, that's a good idea from one of those by-the-counter published books. Where's Boris? Bash Boris. I think, here's what I think about resignations and all that kind of stuff. I personally think that we're in a really critical situation here, where if anything goes south with the variant, or a more intense time of the year, and he needs to corral the support of the public, I don't think he's going to get it at all.
Well, and
so he's actually in danger.
And Labour are right when they say that. They say the problem is now it's actually endangering our health because people won't believe him.
Well, I think now it is where's Wanky? Where's Wanky? That's a good one.
I won't do anything anymore that Boris asked me to do, or make my own decisions on, like I think a lot of us do, on how to be safe. Like everything we did to stay safe from Omicron is because we've read and we've listened.
I think everyone needs to make their own decisions. Yeah, I don't think should happen is that people actively, in a non-sort of communal fashion, disregard the rules and endanger people. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Because you hurt yourself.
Yeah, but I think in terms of, you're right there, but I do think Boris has created, and they do say this, don't they? I don't know what the criteria is if a leader becomes dangerous like Trump around the Capitol Hill riots, when a leader potentially compromises the safety of a country. I think from a medical perspective, he has, and collectively they have compromised the potential future health of the country if another pandemic lands. Because I've said all along, the biggest problem with all of this is, if a much, much more dangerous variant comes along, you've lost the will of the people. And that really worries me. Because you're going to have people saying, nah, I'm not doing masks, nah, I'm not doing this. And they might be right in terms of being in opposition to Boris, but it's not going to be the right thing for them, for the vulnerable, for the ill. Anne-Marie Evans says, so angry, I kept to the rules and couldn't hug my 90-year-old dad at my mum's funeral. They had been together for 15 years old.
Oh, God, don't. It's unimaginable.
I wonder if Boris ever looks across the river at the COVID memorial.
Because you know, the other thing is, a lot of these people are travelling a lot. So they could have been super spreading the whole time. And they were still going to events, ministers, and meeting people. And it wasn't like they were just cocooned in this place, you know, like the War Office not leaving, which you could kind of understand. They were out and about in the world.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, there you go. I'm sure Nadia's going to rant in more expletive fashion later.
When I've read everything and looked at it.
A lot of people asking if we've seen Euphoria. We are watching Euphoria.
We can't. Well, I say I can't wait, and I can't wait because it's brilliant, but I have the fear.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be traumatised and upset.
But we will be doing, if not...
I feel like her mother.
Yeah. If not a review of each episode, we'll probably do a review of Clutches if they're... I don't know how they're landing, if it's one a week. But we will be watching. And we are also watching the Maxine Peake drama tonight at 9 o'clock, and we'll be doing
Join us live afterwards for a review.
Jealous Dreams.
Have you put my thing up for lunch?
Jealous Dreams is in the title. It's going up, yeah.
Oh, there's a Meals and Minutes going up, guys. A really lovely, garlicky, creamy, cheesy mushroom risotto that you can make in 7 minutes. And it's vegan, but you can easily make it non-vegan.
Tim Reed loves the new glasses. Thanks, Tim.
Tim,
you don't know what a battle this is.
Shut up, Tim!
So, Jealous Dreams. Nadia woke up this morning and said, oh my God, you'd left me for a hunk of lamb.
So last night I left my window open. This is where it all began. Now, I probably have only remembered 10 dreams in my whole life, right? And I had such a vivid dream. And we were somewhere tropical, but we were living more in sort of a Moroccan sort of habitat, right? And Mark and I had a really nice time. We'd had a really nice day. We might have even had some.
Oh my God!
I can't remember. Anyway,
you actually said
I'm
that.
joking. This is a dream. This isn't real.
Well, I'm enjoying it. I had a great time in your dream.
Anyway.
Maybe it's because there's this possibility of Marrakesh.
I never have a jealous dream. I never get jealous, right? And Mark has multiple, over the years, oh, you ran off, you got drunk, you left me for 5 other people, and I'm always like,
in dreams?
oh, shut up. Yeah, dream.
Oh, right,
I go, why can't I ever do anything nice in a dream?
Yeah.
Anyway.
You do sometimes.
So everything was really good with us, and we were in this really nice place, and then I said something, I don't know, like, he said, oh, I'm going to go for a walk, something like that. And I said, oh, I'll come with you. And he said, And I was like, I knew instantly he didn't want me to come for a walk. And not only did he not want to come for a walk with me, he no longer wanted to be married. I just knew all this in an instant.
I did too.
So I said to him, you don't want me to come for a walk? He said, no. And I said, and you don't want this marriage anymore, do you? And he went, I'm so glad you've said it because I didn't know what to say.
I didn't want to say
and I said, oh, that's fine. That's totally fine. Don't worry. So then we went about our business. And then I went over to the cooker, and on the cooker there was a massive pot bubbling away, and he was steaming cabbage and a leg of lamb.
I hate both of those things.
And I was like, what are you doing? He goes, oh, well, who is somebody that he knows, is coming round.
Oh, right.
From his way from his past.
Oh, right, yeah.
Anyway, so it went on and on like this, and then as the dream went on, I got more and more upset, because at first when I went, that's okay, and then it was like, I don't want him to get a divorce, and I was really desperate, and I knew that he left the room just emotionally completely, and then I was saying to him, I was hanging out with the girls, and I said to him, what about the girls? What will the girls do and think? And he went,
they'll be all right.
Oh, they'll be fine, they're mature enough now.
God, I feel like this is a pre-scripted part of our lives. It's just exactly...
So when Mark took Kiki to school today, it's at the station, as she left, I went, tell Daddy that you'll be really sad if we get divorced.
I had a bad dream the other night. Look, May Boo says, my ex used to be so horrible to me when he had a bad dream about me.
That's what Mark used to be like in his drinking days.
It's like it's happened. It's like it's happened.
And he would be so, and I got so angry about it. Yeah. And then this morning it happened to me, but I didn't get angry with you.
All right. Sarah English, where's your comment gone? It's flown up. I wanted to read it out. It was a good one.
But anyway, have any of you had jealous dreams? So there we go.
That's sleep anxiety, says Sarah English. Nadia, you're worrying about something. Shiraz Samad, I think that's not a dream, that will happen. I did. Claire Cummins, I've had those dreams. I wake up and become a needy wife for the day because the feelings are so real.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Jenny Faye, I've cried in my dream before and woke up literally crying. I've woken up kind of going, "Ah!" But I don't know what about. It's usually
Mark's one, I'm always blind drunk and I always run off with loads of people.
Yeah, Chesa Babes, I dreamt my husband cheated on me. When I woke up, I was still angry and horrible to him.
Because it's really a thing.
It is a thing, yeah. Did he have the glasses on, Nadia, says James Fleming?
No, he didn't.
So I didn't look like a wanker in your dream?
No.
Did I look like this?
You looked hot.
Sometimes I make decisions based on the fact I don't know what I'm looking at. Julie Hilton, oh my God, I had a jealous dream last night and it was horrible.
Oh.
Dearheart had a dream I was diving into cake. Ooh. What a dream.
Now I'm jealous of Dearheart.
Yeah. I so would, Mark. Carly, you know. I so would, Mark. It's called sleep apnea, I guess, says Shiraz Samad. I woke up crying before, so scary, Mumsy 4.
It's horrible.
What about when you jump in your sleep and it wakes you up, says Jenny
I hate
Scan.
that. But I hate sleep paralysis more. I've
Yeah.
only had it twice and I never ever want to have it again.
Oh, this is a different take on it. Keely Windle, I wake up thinking I'm still with my husband and remember he left me. Oh dear. It's weird when you wake up thinking you're one
But
thing
are
and
you
then you're
glad or are you sad? And has that changed? Did you used to be sad and now you're glad when you look back and you think, well, actually...
Oh, look, Tracy Lynham. When my husband was drinking badly, I'd dream about where to look for the hidden bottles. I'd wake up like a maniac.
Oh, anxiety.
Melanie Williams, my dreams are always completely incoherent. I don't really remember my dreams an awful lot. What does that mean?
I think if it wasn't for the birds, I wouldn't have known. Well, you dream, you just don't remember it.
Do you? Yeah. Did someone did James Flanagan
keep
say, did
talking
you ever
about
shit
sleep.
in your dream? Oh no, shot in your dream and wake up out of breath.
I am
Convinced.
I woke up
Oh,
so
do you mean
early
shit?
because of it. I woke up at 5:30
Oh, you poor
and
thing.
I was too traumatised.
Oh dear, sorry. That's probably my
It's your
fault.
fault.
It's my fault for leaving you. Kate, I put in the title Kendall Jenner's dress. Tell me this story because I don't know what the bloody
Has
hell this is
anybody
about.
seen this? This is everywhere. So Kendall Jenner. Oh, we need to show them the dress, really.
Okay, get it on your phone.
Okay. Well, why don't you get it on yours so I can get it?
Well, because I'm using mine. Okay,
So tell them the story
I'll find
then.
it. I'll find it.
So basically, Kendall Jenner.
Yeah. Is it on her Instagram?
Kendall Jenner went to her friend's wedding and wore this dress.
Right.
Hang on.
It's coming. The one on the... Oh, right. Okay, I see what you mean. That's quite a dress.
Has anyone seen it?
Got it?
She looks amazing.
Mate, it's not a dress you
God,
wear
she's
anywhere,
gorgeous,
is it?
isn't she?
It's a series of triangles.
Right.
Where does it actually... How does it actually hold... How do you get in it?
Well, don't worry about any of that. What do you think? Because she's got people straight down the middle. She's got people saying anyone that thought it was unfair on the bride or gone crazy about it, people have attacked them, people have attacked them back the other way. This is what I think. So she has said, I asked the bride if she was all right with me wearing that. There's the bride and there's Kendall Jenner.
He seems quite happy. Doesn't he?
Right, now I do actually have quite a strong opinion on this because, first of all, she looks absolutely stunning, of course, and I love women showing themselves and being amazing. But I think there's this unwritten rule at a wedding where the bride is the star of the show. So say I was going to a wedding and I saw like the most amazing bright neon pink dress, right, that I loved, I would be aware that I am somebody off the telly.
Right.
I would think, you know, whether you like it or not, I'm somebody off the telly. Whether you like it or not, people do look at you more if you're off the telly, you know. So I would think, well, that wouldn't be very nice because I know people are going to be going, oh, look, that's her off the telly anyway. And then I've also got a bright pink dress on, so I would wear something.
Right.
And that's not me going, oh my God, I'm so gorgeous, I'm so amazing. It's just, that's facts. That's
Right.
the facts,
That's facts
of life. So if you're Kendall Jenner and you're going to your friend's wedding and you're 6'3" Kendall Jenner, who is a supermodel and beautiful and all of
Well,
that.
don't invite her.
No. Invite her. Now, the bride has said, I loved what she was wearing. I think she looked amazing. Now, Kendall has said that she asked the bride whether she minded her wearing the dress. And I was just thinking, and this was the question, really. So your friend comes in the most amazing dress with a body that is beyond anyone else's body, and it earns her tens of millions of pounds a year. That's how unique and beautiful this body is. And she comes in and she goes, what do you think? Do you mind if I wear this?
But apparently, Carly...
How many of us actually believe that as a bride you go, oh God, yeah. I mean, I would, believe you me, if somebody came in and said, however, like, even though I might think, oh God, I'm going to feel like a bowl of rice pudding next to you, there's no way I would say no. So that's the thing that interests me, that Kendall thinks that just because her friend said yes.
Carly, says, I think she only wore it at the reception party, if that makes a difference. I think that's where the first dance happens and everything, isn't it? It's still focus. Are you saying this is the most dramatic form of focus?
No, I just think it's really... I just think I'm more interested in the position that you're in as a bride when somebody comes in and goes...
That's classic you. I'm more interested in how she gets it on and off. It's like someone said there, it's like dental floss.
My God, she looks beautiful. But what do you think? Would you... What do you think, guys?
Shirasamad says the hunger for attention is never enough. J-Leg says, I would 100% say you're not wearing that.
Would you?
Wow, yeah.
Would you? Oh, I would.
Shelley Silver, I'd have to be honest.
What
Laura
would you
S.
say?
It's horrible anyway, isn't it? You don't make yourself a spectacle of yourself at a friend's wedding, says Melanie Williams.
Yeah, there's this unwritten... But then I said to myself, am I being really old-fashioned? Maybe I'm being old-fashioned. Maybe this is really an old way of thinking, and maybe this is the new way that you... I mean, like... For instance, in any other situation, I think it's lovely when women meet up and they go out that they just look their absolute $1 million best. It's lovely. I love it. I love it when I've got those friends that turn up and that they've thought about everything and they look amazing. I love it. But I just think if I went to a wedding, I would always be aware of that it's like, did you see is it Sophia Loren? Not Sophia Loren. Recently, there was one of those big stars whose son got married.
She was wearing a hat.
Was that big?
Was
so
it?
Like, as the photos were done, like the hat went
over.
over.
Jane Seymour, someone just said.
Yes!
Jane Seymour. Yeah. Yeah, Faith Goodman. Did you see Jane Seymour?
What was it? Was it the hat? There was something about the whole thing that was so... Oh, let's look it up. Oh, that's Dina ringing me. Jane Seymour, I've got to get that
Sarah
one.
Begley says, I think the bride was damned if she said yes and damned if she said no.
Yeah, that's why I would have just said yes.
Yeah, I agree. So that's Kendall Jenner's dress. I just don't know how when you take it, there's that weird thing that when women take off certain items, they become nothing bigger than that. How does that happen? Have you noticed that? It's like knickers and bras. They become like chewing gum.
Very slim, they can take tiny bags on a holiday. They can just take like a tiny bag and all this stuff will go in it because they're tiny. Yeah, it's like Kiki.
It's a dress.
She takes a bag that big to go on holiday for 2 weeks, and yet there's 100 things in there she could wear.
But it's like Mary Poppins' bag,
suitcase.
isn't it? You sort of put your hand in and you pull out a dress, but the dress it's like vacuum packed.
Oh yeah.
In a cube.
Oh look, it wasn't the hat, it was the dress. Look.
Wow, that's definitely saying I want to be in shot, isn't it? That's definitely saying look at me. Is she pregnant?
No, but it's such a big dress.
It's a dress that's literally eclipsing the bride.
And the bride is really tiny. But I just thought, I was just trying to imagine that conversation. Yeah, no, great, wear it, of course.
Elijah is saying again, review 4 Lives, Mark, it was fab. Yeah, we keep hearing that. We will definitely check it out. So, final story, which is a bit silly really, but anger... a little bit insensitive here, as an energy company has given the fuel crisis and the energy bill crisis. One energy company has caused anger by saying that the way to get round this is to cuddle your pet and do star jumps.
I know. Well, is that being facetious?
Well, I thought it might be part of a campaign which was a bit facetious. I wanted to ask, what do you do to keep warm?
Oh.
Yeah, what do you do to keep warm? You don't hug me. Well, you do actually. You do come in for a hug.
bloody hell, are
You
you
bury your
kidding?
nose in.
I bet they could tell you you never hug me first. I always hug you. You don't,
That's
Mark.
not true. That's not true.
No, you don't. When do you see him do that? Don't I always go to him first?
We don't like public displays of affection.
Who doesn't? We don't.
We don't.
Oh, is it? Oh, we don't.
Yes,
Ah,
we
okay.
don't. Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't.
Did you know you look like Harry Potter?
No, I don't.
Yes, you
Just
do.
because you look like Vorsprung don't.
My name is Jürgen. Extra jumper, says Tim Reed. Wear layers, Tracy Liner.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is,
Ridiculous.
these people are making so much bloody money. Can't they just say,
The energy
listen,
companies.
we're worried about you being cold. We're going to reduce the prices.
Well,
a
no,
bit.
that's the problem. That's
Exactly.
the energy
So
crisis.
that's where.
It's Putin's fault, and let's keep our eyes on the Ukraine. Apparently, behind the scenes, there has been intense. Well, the Americans say you couldn't call it diplomacy, apparently. So it's going to happen. It looks like it's definitely going to happen.
Of course it is. Does anyone really think that?
Well, no,
that
I think
Putin was going to be talked
No, but I
out
do
what he
think that
wanted to do?
America, you know, is threatening to close down all their banks and stop access to money and all that kind of stuff. Elijah Smart does occasionally hug you on here, but Nadia does it more. Okay, very diplomatic, talking about
But I
diplomacy.
bet I first had to lean.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, you're just in my line of just these glasses. I can't see a fucking thing. Okay, so a welcome to Catherine Hamilton. Catherine Hamilton.
Oh, are we singing? No, start again. I wasn't ready. I was reading
welcome,
something.
Catherine
No,
Hamilton.
no.
Hamilton. Catherine
No, Mark,
Hamilton.
don't. It's annoying. Stop now, because I've talked all the way through it. Stop it. Catherine Hamilton, welcome to the family guest area. Catherine Hamilton, welcome to the family guest area.
Oh, that was okay. It wasn't beautiful. Sorry, Catherine. It was okay. Guys, Meals and Minutes will be landing with an idea for lunch or a late lunch. So do check it out. It was and looked and it's almost an oxymoron. I don't know how you did it.
Electric blanket, people are saying an Udi. We've all got an Udi. Put an Udi on, and 10 minutes later you're dying of heat.
My
It
nan
really
always used to
is.
say that. My nan would always say, put something warm
Yeah,
on. She would
and
never
there
want
are
to put the heating on.
there are lots of copies of Udis now. If that's too expensive for you, just those fleecy tops are boiling.
Hot water bottle. Hot
love a hot
water bottles do have a tendency to burst on me. That's horrible. Okay, guys, star jumps. All right, lots of love.
Lots of love.
Have
Listen,
a
you're
lovely
ready.
day. Bye, guys.